killed. They have no place in it.
It looks like the DC Universe is cooking up something pretty exciting, especially for fans of Batman's Rogues Gallery. The untitled Deathstroke and Bane movie just got a major update, and it's got a lot of people talking because the project has been shrouded in mystery for months. The initial reports about the movie first came out back in September 2024, and from the very start, it caught attention because it's all about a team-up between two of Batman's most infamous villains, Deathstroke and Bane. Matthew Orton, who's known for his work on Captain America: Brave New World and Moon Knight, is set to write the screenplay. Now, nearly 10 months later, DC Studios co-heads James Gunn and Peter Safran are finally taking a look at what Orton has put together, and fans are eager to see whether this could be one of the next big DCU films. So, what's the latest news on the movie? According to The Wrap reporter Humberto Gonzalez, who shared the info on the Box Office podcast via X, Orton has officially submitted his script to Gunn and Safran. This is a huge step forward because Gunn has consistently said that no DC movie will get the green light until he and Safran are completely satisfied with the screenplay. If the script meets their expectations, there's a strong chance that Deathstroke and Bane could move quickly into production, making it one of the next DCU films that audiences will see on the big screen. This movie is also part of a trio of DCU projects currently in development that focus on Batman-related stories. Alongside Deathstroke and Bane, there's Clayface and The Brave and the Bold. Clayface is the one that's furthest along in development. It already has a confirmed director, James Watkins, a lead actor in Tom Rhys-Harries, a production start date set for August 2025, and a release date slated for September 11th, 2026. That one seems pretty far along, so fans can expect to see it in theaters before too long. The Brave and the Bold, however, is a different story. While it was among the first 10 titles officially announced for the DCU, details about its development have been scarce. So far, the only confirmed piece of news is that Andy Muschietti is directing the project. Gunn has mentioned that an undisclosed screenwriter is currently working on the script. The story itself is expected to explore Batman discovering that he has a son, Damian, with Talia al Ghul, which opens up all sorts of possibilities for both drama and action. Since there haven't been any major updates on The Brave and the Bold, fans have naturally started speculating about where Batman might make his live-action debut within the DCU. Some think he could appear in either Clayface or Deathstroke and Bane. We do know from new plot details that Batman won't be in Clayface, which is an R-rated horror movie. But there's still a possibility that he could appear in Deathstroke and Bane, especially because the project is still mostly under wraps, leaving plenty of room for surprises. For now, the next confirmed live-action appearance of Batman is still set for the Elseworlds movie The Batman Part 2, which is scheduled to hit theaters on October 1st, 2027. But the Deathstroke and Bane movie presents a great opportunity for DC to finally bring some of the unused DCEU plans for Deathstroke to life. Over the past few years, the transition from the DCEU to the DCU has shaken up the lineup of movies and shows, creating a fresh slate of projects. While certain releases like the DCU Superman movie or The Brave and the Bold are somewhat predictable, a bunch of unexpected titles, including this one, add an exciting layer of unpredictability to the schedule. One of the most surprising announcements is the Deathstroke and Bane movie itself. When it was revealed in late September 2024, fans were thrilled because, unlike the more predictable DCU films, this is a project focused entirely on two villains teaming up. While there isn't a director attached yet, Matthew Orton is confirmed to be writing the script, and Gunn and Safran are producing. Given that Deathstroke's live-action history is filled with missed opportunities, the movie could be a big chance to finally showcase the character the way he deserves. Looking at Deathstroke's history in the DCEU, it's clear that the character has had a lot of potential that hasn't fully materialized. He only got brief appearances across a couple of DCEU films, and there were plans for a solo movie, a role in The Batman when Ben Affleck was still directing, and even potential involvement in The Suicide Squad. Joe Manganiello, who plays Deathstroke, has spoken about these prior plans, and Gunn has mentioned that he had considered using Deathstroke as part of the ensemble in earlier films. So, this new movie really feels like a way to make those lost plans a reality, giving the character more prominence than ever before. The past few years haven't been particularly kind to Deathstroke in terms of live-action appearances, and many fans were starting to lose hope that they'd see him in a significant role anytime soon. But with this movie, there's the potential not only for a major appearance, but also for a storyline that could set up future films. In a way, it's turning previously squandered hopes for Slade Wilson into something real and tangible, which is exciting for both longtime fans and newcomers. It's worth noting that Deathstroke's unused plans in the DCEU were one of the franchise's biggest missed opportunities. If even some of those ideas had been executed, Deathstroke could have served as a through-line villain, connecting various projects and providing a cohesive thread across the universe. The unmade solo Deathstroke movie, for instance, could have been a villain-focused story with the potential to pull in audiences who might not typically be interested in superhero films. A story about a highly skilled mercenary taking on life-threatening missions could appeal to a wide audience, much like the villain-centric approach that Sony has tried with their Spider-Man universe. Now, with the Deathstroke and Bane movie, DC has a chance to explore what could have been in a new way. Although it won't tie directly into the original DCEU timeline, it gives the character a proper platform and allows fans to finally see some of those earlier ideas come to life. For those who have been mourning the loss of previous Deathstroke projects, this feels like the next best thing. A chance to experience the character fully realized, even if it's in a slightly different form than originally planned. Deathstroke is also a perfect character for future DC movies because of the complexity of his comic book history. His moral alignment has always been a little complicated, sometimes portraying him as an irredeemable villain and other times as a more well-meaning anti-hero. This ambiguity makes him a compelling character to bring to the big screen because it raises questions about where this version of Deathstroke will land on the moral spectrum. His comic history also offers a ton of flexibility in terms of tone. Some stories are dark and action-packed, while others are more comedic, especially when they involve his eccentric family. That means he could fit into a variety of DCU films, whether they lean into action, drama, or even some lighter, humorous elements. James Gunn's experience with blending humor and heart in films like Guardians of the Galaxy and The Suicide Squad makes him particularly well-suited to handling a character like Deathstroke in a way that feels fresh and entertaining. Another reason Deathstroke is ideal for future DC projects is his extensive connections across the DC universe. While his stories often focus on Batman and his extended family, he has crossed paths with many members of the Justice League over the years. This means that even if the Deathstroke and Bane movie isn't directly tied to the main DCU timeline, there's plenty of room for him to appear in other films or crossover events in the future. It also gives the filmmakers an opportunity to draw from rich comic lore, allowing Deathstroke's character to evolve naturally across multiple projects. All of this comes together to make the Deathstroke and Bane movie feel like a really promising step forward for DC. It gives fans the chance to finally see a character that's been waiting in the wings for far too long, and pairing him with Bane guarantees both high-stakes action and complex storytelling. Both characters have unique motivations, strengths, and personalities, which should make for some memorable dynamics on screen. Even though there are still many unknowns, like who will ultimately direct or the finer details of the plot, the project already seems like a meaningful step for the DC universe. It acknowledges Deathstroke's past underutilization, gives him the spotlight he deserves, and opens up possibilities for future films. With Gunn and Safran producing and Orton writing, there's a strong chance the movie will balance thrilling action, character depth, and a dark, edgy tone that fits both Deathstroke and Bane perfectly. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.